Good morning. Myself Kiran, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Global Academy of Technology, Bengaluru. Today, I am going to speak about this manufacturing control and automation in additive manufacturing. In the lecture 1, we have discussed about the basics of NC, CNC and DNC, its features, advantages as well as the disadvantages, and today we'll study about the classification of NC as well as the CNC machines. This NC as well as CNC machine have been classified based on the motion type as well as the control loops, the number of axes as well as the number of power based on the power supply. So based on this motion control system, we do classify this numerical control as well as the computer numerical control into point-to-point system, straight cut system as well as the contouring system. So let us study in brief as to what is the difference between point-to-point system, straight cut system and the contouring system, what are exactly are its features, what are the different processes which can be adopted for this and what is its application. So coming to this point-to-point system. This point-to-point is normally some machine tools will, for example, either it can be the drilling or it can be the boring or it can be the tapping. These machines require the cutter and the workpiece to be placed at a fixed position at which the tool should remain while the cut at which the workpiece should remain and the cutter perform its operation. And these kinds of machines we do call it as the point-to-point machines, and the control equipment which are used for this purpose, that is what we call it as point-to-point control equipment. Here the feed rates need not be programmed. The reason that the feed rates is not programmed is that it's only the work part which is being moved. We are not going to move the tool at this in this system. Here the workpiece has been moved at the respective location so that the operation can be performed, and in these machine tools each axis is being driven separately here. And in the point-to-point control system, the dimensional information must be given to the machine tool, and that will be a series of the required position of the two slides here. So point-to-point system can be explained in detail with the help of this schematic here. As we are seeing here, we are trying to perform either it can be the drilling or it can be the boring operation at these fixed positions on the work part. And here the normally this point-to-point system will adopt the incremental coordinate system where it considers the previous point as a reference. Even it can also adopt the absolute system where it considers the origin as the reference. That means just normally absolute coordinate system do make use of it considers the origin as a reference, but the incremental system coordinate system will consider the previous point as a reference. But here in the case of point-to-point system, the path in which the tool is moved is not that significant. Henceforth, we need not calculate the path velocity, and henceforth the feed rates need not be programmed here, because here we are going to move the workpiece so that the tool can perform its operation at the required position. So normally point-to-point can be adopted for drilling operations, boring operations as well as for the spot welding operation, and even for any other operations which does adopt this particular PTP system. So next one is said to be the straight cut system, and in this straight cut system the tool will move along a straight line in the direction of a major coordinates axis along the direction of the feed during either it can be the turning or it can be the boring or it can be the milling. And here this all these operations have to be carried out at a controlled feed rate, and here the path in which the tool moves is very significant here. That means I should be I need to calculate the path velocity as well as the path in which it moves, and it has even the feed rate needs to be controlled. I need to have a controlled feed rate while moving the tool from one path to another. So here we are trying to do the frame milling for one particular workpiece where the profile is being milled over there, and it is trying to move along a linear path. So normally this straight cut system will move only along a linear path. It can also move diagonally, even it can move diagonally, but that will be a linear path. Normally all sort of milling operations will do make use of a straight cut system, but if there is any sort of irregular profile curvilinear path, then those particular system cannot be milled by using this straight cut system. And here the path velocity has to be calculated, and we need to have a controlled feed rate, which is not that significant in the case of a point to point system. And in the case of this continuous path, or to say the contouring system, it adopts this curvilinear path, and this PTP and the straight cut systems do make use of a straight line path, and they cannot perform the machining along a curved path. But this continuous path, or the contouring system, can perform the machining along a curvilinear path. But these machines will require the simultaneous control of the axis. That means I need to move the different axes at a time. And in these contouring machines, the relative positions of the workpiece and the tool should be continuously controlled, so that we need to have a controlled feed rate. And here the control system should be capable of giving the information about the velocities as well as the positions while the table is being moved, and the feed rate needs to be programmed here. As you can find here, we are trying to do this milling along a two axis contour milling, and this is nothing but two axis contouring with a switchable. That means the planes can be switched here. That means we are trying to move the cutter along two different axes here. That means even we can move diagonally, and even the curvilinear path can be traced by using this two axis contouring with the switchable planes, where the planes can be switched here. And here we are finding that this is nothing but a three axis contouring continuous path, where we are trying to perform the milling along the curvilinear path, which is having a irregular curvilinear profiles. All these types of irregular profile, curvilinear profile can be traced by using this contouring system, or it is also called as a continuous path system. And here the path in which the tool moves is very significant. I need to calculate the path velocity, as well as I need to have a controlled feed rate, so that the tool can be moved along that respective path here. Normally all sort of milling system do make use of this contouring system, which has a irregular profile to be machined. So this is what we, that means normally this contouring system do adopt the absolute system, where it can adopt either absolute or incremental coordinate system. And also we can classify this numerical control system as well as the CNC system based on the control loops. Based on the control loops, it has been classified as open loop system as well as the closed loop system. And it is in the case of this open loop system where there is no information from the output, there is no connection between the output as well as the input. That means there is no feedback from the output end to the input end. That means the input is independent of the output. For example, here all sort of toaster system, it is nothing but a open loop system, where there is no information from the output end as well as the input end. And here in the case of an open loop system, the instructions are to be fed to the device through an input device, and it will be a programmed instructions, and these instructions will be converted into the electrical pulses with the help of a stepper motor, and stepper motor which is embedded in the controller, so that will try to energize the servo motor. The main drawback of this open loop system is that there is no feedback system to check whether the operation has been carried out at the exact positions or not, wherein I will not be having any information about the position as well as the path velocity here. Here we are finding that there is one particular example where we are trying to perform the drilling at this to this particular workpiece, where it is trying to drill a hole to the workpiece, but here the one with the signals which are coming from CNC control, there are nothing but the inputs given to this X, Y as well as a Z axis, but I don't have any sort of feedback coming from X, Y and Z. That means there is no information about the position at which the operation has been carried out. That means I am not sure whether the operation has been carried out at the appropriate positions or not. So henceforth these open loop systems are much inaccurate when compared to the closed loop system. The same examples can be converted into the closed loop system by having the position encoder or resolvers along the X, Y and Z axis. So normally very few continuous path systems will do make use of this open loop system. Also we can classify this NC or CNC machine so based on the closed loop system, and this closed loop system will have a feedback subsystem to monitor the actual output, and if there is any sort of variation between the input and the output, all those discrepancy can be corrected from the program input, and this system will use the position as well as the velocity feedback, and the feedback system can be either analog or to say the digital systems. And here we will do make use of the digital to analog converter, which is used to convert the digital signals into analog signals, and these analog systems do measure the variation in the physical variables that such as the position of velocity in terms of the voltage levels, and the digital signals that will monitor the output variations in terms of the electrical pulses, and these closed loop systems are said to be more accurate when compared to the open loop system. So here this is one such closed loop system where there is a AC or AC, DC or hydraulic servo motor which is trying to move this lead screw, and it is nothing but the lead screw which is used to move the machine table so that the tool workpiece can be placed at the appropriate position where the cutting tool will perform its required operation. So here I'll be having information from the output unit, that is from the feedback unit, which will see that the operation has been carried out at the exact position. That means I need to have a position encoder which will give the information to the MCU, which is nothing but the machine control unit, which in turn will direct the AC or this hydraulic motor to move the table so that the operation can be carried out at the desired position. And here the signals which are coming out from this X, Y and Z axis, the red color signals that will indicate the feedback signals which are coming out from the X, Y and Z axis to the CNC controller, and this closed loop system is said to be more accurate when compared to the open loop system because of having the information from the output end through the feedback units. And here the path velocity has to be calculated as well as the position needs to be calculated in the case of a closed loop system. This is what the difference which you can find between the open loop as well as a closed loop system. This open loop system does make use of a stepper motor which will give the signals at the intermittent levels, and a closed loop system will give the signals continuously because of having a servo motor, and there is an optical encoder which is used to monitor the position of the operation, and the information from the optical encoder is given to the comparator, which is in turn directed to the digital to analog converter, which will send the analog signals to the servo motor, so that which will help us in the movement of the work table here. Next is we can also classify this based on the number of axes. This CNC system can also be placed based on the axis, that is based whether it is a 2-axis system or to say the 3-axis system. Normally all sort of CNC lathe will be coming under the 2-axis system, where we do try to move the tool longitudinally along the length of the workpiece from right to left, and here the saddle can be moved along the x-axis here. Similarly, I need to know the axis convention which you do make use of for a vertical machining center, where all the axes are being moved simultaneously here, wherein I need to have the controlled feed rate here. Then what is the importance of the classifying this NC system based on the number of axes? The reason is that we can have a reduced cycle time so that we can machine the complex components within a single setup, as well as we can save the time and we will be having a better accuracy, and that which will help us in avoiding the position errors between the setups here, and we can have a better surface finish as well as a better tool life by using this number of axes. We can by classifying the CNC system based on the number of axes. Also we can have the 4 and 5 axis CNC machines where it has the X, Y as well as Z axis. There's one more A axis which is used for the rotary tilting of the spindle, and there's a B axis which can be a rotary index table here. The further things will be explained in the next session. Thank you.